yeah, 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 yeah. I wanna celebrate. Oh yeah, alright. Don't stop the dancing. One more time. I wanna celebrate. Oh yeah, alright. Don't stop the dancing. One more time. I wanna celebrate. Oh yeah, alright. Don't stop the dancing. One more time. I wanna celebrate. Oh yeah. One more time. One more time. I wanna celebrate. Oh yeah, alright. Don't stop the dancing. One more time. I wanna celebrate. Oh yeah, stop the dancing. One more time. I'm just feeling celebration tonight. Celebrate, don't wait too late. No, we don't stop. You can't stop. We're gonna celebrate. One more time. One more time. One more time. Celebration. You know we're gonna do it right tonight. Hey, just feel it. Music's got me feeling the need. Yeah. Come on. Alright, we're gonna celebrate one more time. Celebrate and dance so free. Music's got me feeling so free. Celebrate and dance so free. One more time. Music's got me feeling so free. We're gonna celebrate. Celebrate and dance so free. One more time. Music's got me feeling so free. We're gonna celebrate. Celebrate and dance so free. One more time. Music's got me feeling so free. We're gonna celebrate. Celebrate and dance so free. One more time. Music's got me feeling so free. We're gonna celebrate. Okay, students, we're going to start with the class. Everybody, welcome back, welcome back. We're going to start with the conventions class. And it's going to be really easy. We're going to start with the new topic for week number 4 in model number 5. So we're going to start learning about this new topic that we have for conventions. And this is the plan of the day. The plan of the day, it's going to be really easy. The new topic, then we're going to learn about it. We're going to learn all the definitions, all the instructions, and everything that we need to learn about this new topic. Then we're going to go ahead and do some examples. We're going to work on examples about this topic. The material you will need is going to be your conventions notebook. That's it. Nothing else. Only the conventions notebook. Okay. And for homework, you will have your master sheet. And it's already in Algebraics. You can already go to Algebraic, and there is going to be your master sheet. So everybody get ready to it. Get your notebook out. Everybody take out your notebook of conventions. Put your conventions, your combo. And let's start with this. Students, hurry up. Everybody label your combos so we can start working in this, okay? I'm going to start sharing here, and I'm going to share you right now the activity that I need for you to copy, okay? So let me open my document here of the conventions class, and we're going to start with that, students, okay? Okay.
Give me a second. Here it is. And I want for you to put in your conventions notebook the following information, okay? I'm going to start projecting here. Okay. Give me a second. Okay, there's something wrong here. Just let me finish. Okay. Okay, so the topic that we're going to be observing on this page or on this time, it's going to be, okay, I'm going to start sharing here. Everybody look at the page here. Here it is, okay. Very good. So it says, the topic, it's time, order, words, okay? Time, order, words, and phrases like link, related events, and I hate when this happens, and events and ideas together. They indicate a specific organization pattern. Time, order, words, and phrases include words such as meanwhile, first, before, long, later, later on, soon, earlier, next, and as soon as. Okay. So that's that's what you have to write in your notebook. The time order words and phrases linked related events and ideas together. They indicate a specific organization pattern. Time order word and phrases include words such as meanwhile, first, before, long, before long, or before and long, later on, soon, earlier, next, and as soon as. First, this is an example. Right now we're going to do it. First, copy the top part. Start copying the top part, please. That's an example. I'm going to put it here because it's an example. Okay, this is the second example. Okay, so copy the top part, and then right now we're going to do the example, students, okay? Very good. So start copying, please. Whoops. Okay. Copy the top part, students. Right now we will go back to the bottom part. But please copy the top part, okay? Yes, Lira, what's the question?
Question.
Okay, thank you. Amsi, what's the question?
What is the value?
Okay, bravery. The value is bravery. Like this, right now I'm going to put it. Let me put it here. Okay, value is going to be bravery. That's the value. Bravery. Time. So we're going to start talking about the time order words, which is very, very important because we need to learn how to follow this type of instruments of this type of words, because the time order words help you make or create a sequence. The time order words and phrases are like the words that are linking or are joining two ideas together. They're telling us, for example, first, Peter woke up. Then he realized he was late for school. After that, he took a shower, and finally he went to school. So those words, which are giving us like the step-by-step, are time order words. They tell us what happened first, what happened second, what happened third, and they're giving us like a pattern of what the words are giving us like an order. They're telling us which order to follow in the events of this type of words, okay? So it says time order words are linked, related events and ideas. They indicate a specific organization pattern. This is very important, the organization pattern, okay? The words which are used for the time order are first, before, later, soon, early, next, as soon as, finally, finish. All those are time order words, okay? Yes, MC?
Nothing.
Okay. Now, students, everybody finished copying? You need to copy until there. Copy that information first, then we will go to the examples. Everybody copy that information. Please write a 1 in the chat if you copy that information, please. Write a 1 in the chat. 1 Bruno, 1 Lira, 1 Amsi. Okay, who else? Maria Angel, Jimena, very good. Alondra. Bruno, don't play with the numbers. It's a 1. You already finished, Bruno, so you should not be writing the 0. Who else? Who else? Who else? Leave me a 1 if you finish. Leave me a 1 here in the chat if you finish. I'm still missing Eduardo, Santiago, Elisa, Elena, Julie. If you finish, please put a number 1 in the chat, okay? Marco finished. Very good. Maria Angel. Also Jimena, Bruno, Alondra, Lira, Amsi. Okay, very good, students. Hurry up. Elisa finished. 2 more minutes, students. 2 more minutes to finish that, please. It's very easy. Shouldn't take longer. Hurry up, students. That's the one for it to finish. Okay. As I was telling you, students, the time order words are very easy to identify. They're the easiest words to identify. Remember, they always tell us an order, an organization pattern, like first, then, after that, finally. All those are organization patterns, and they are words that are the time order words, okay? So that's why they're very easy to identify, because in every sentence or in every paragraph, we find this type of words that indicate the organization pattern. So that's why they're easy to understand. That's why they're easy to identify. So please put a number 1. Also, Eduardo finish. Who else? Who else? I'm missing Elena, Santiago, Juliet, Amsi, I know you finished. Only the people that have not finished, put a number 1 in the chat, please. Okay, got it, students. So one more minute so we can continue. I'm going to put you a YouTube video so you can learn more about this. Silvana finished, very good. Silvana, you don't need to do that. Okay, very good. So I'm going to put to you a YouTube video where we're going to learn about the time order words, and then we're going to come back to this, okay? Julie, what's the question, Julie?
Nothing is because when you put the sentence is
Okay. Very good, Julie. Don't worry. Okay, we're going to start with the video. Let me put the video here. I'm going to share my screen so you can see and we can go over the video, okay? Here, I'm going to put the link for the video and we're going to watch it. We're going to watch this video, which is going to be about the time order words, okay? Let's wait for it to load.
Ego, ahora en desodorantes, fragancias intensamente masculinas, a un precio increíble.
That's the announce, don't worry. Okay, another announce. Okay.
Previously on Interactive English, which answer best completes the sentence? I would be 88 years old.
Okay, we're going to
presentation because
we're going to jump on
are
that.
So important to help you improve your speaking fluency. And the reason I say this is because we use time order words.
Okay, students, so we're not going to see all the video because it's 15 minutes long. We are going to see just the most important part, the part that we want to identify, which is the time order words. Okay?
When we're telling a story, we use them when we're giving a presentation, because these are words and phrases that transition between different events and ideas, and they help people follow along with what another person is saying. So I've broken this lesson down into a few different categories, which you can see here. So first, we're going to talk about before. What are some different ways that you can discuss the things that happened before an event or before the story that you're getting ready to talk about? Then we'll discuss first. All right, what are some different ways that you can say first when you want to begin your story or begin your presentation? Then we'll look at different ways in which you can say next, how you transition from one idea to the next, as well as some different ways you can say sometimes. And then last, we're going to talk about last and some of the useful ways that you can tell people that your story is coming to an end, your presentation is coming to an end, and you want to tell them what happens last. Let's begin with before. And the very first word that I said in this lesson previously, that is the first time order word I want to talk to you about. And when you say previously, what you're talking about is the events that happened before. And
okay, so before, the word before in the time order words, it's like to talk of something that is previously, something that happened previously, that happened some minutes ago or some moments ago. That's the main reason of talking about previously or talking about before, you are referring to previously, something that happened a time before, okay, a time previous. Now we're going to jump all the way to the one that is
time, whereas in the beginning,
first. We're going to
used
talk about
interchangeably,
first.
but there
We already talked about before.
check those out if you haven't already. Now let's look at first. When you want to begin your presentation or begin the story that you are going to tell others, you can use the phrase in the beginning or at the beginning. Often these may be used interchangeably, but there is a slight difference. At the beginning would refer more to a specific time, whereas in the beginning would be talking about a time period in general. Let me give you a couple examples. So I could say, at the beginning of class, I was sitting in the front row. So that is talking about a very specific point in time at the beginning of class. This is where I was sitting. And then if I wanted to use in the beginning, I could say, in the beginning, class was so boring, so dull, but then it got super exciting and we were all so thrilled to be learning some new things. And I hope you guys are thrilled to be learning time order words. And if you are, let me know.
Okay, so that's the word first. Then we are going to go to the other word, which is next.
Say next, which is a very popular and common word when you want to transition from one idea to the next. Some very common words, which I think many of you already know, are words like after, then, or later. And I don't want to focus on those too much because I think it's a bit easy. You probably know how to use these when transitioning from one idea to the next, but we can.
Okay, students, so remember that those words which are after, then, and later are part of the next definition. The definition of the word next, it's like to try to go into the next idea, to the following concept, like to the next point, you can use later, after, then to refer to next, that you're moving on to the following idea or to the other concept or to the other point of the story. It's like a transition. It's like to move on to the next part, to move on to the following chapter, to move on to the following page, or to change of an idea. That's what they're telling you about next. So until this point, we have before, which is after everything happens, is before something happens. It's like to talk about something that happened before, that happened already a minute ago, an hour ago, or that happened a moment ago. Right now, we'll give you more examples. After, before, we have first, to identify the first thing that happens. At the beginning, in the beginning, remember about those two phrases. At the beginning means that you are at a certain point. In the beginning, you're talking about a certain time in the place or a certain event that is happening in that specific event, okay? So it's a before, and then we have first. And after first, we have next, which is next is a continuation, like to change into an next idea, to change it. Then we continue playing. Later, we went to dinner. After that, we went to bed. So you're talking about different ideas that are changing into other concepts, okay? That's
probably
next.
know how to use these when transitioning from one idea to the next, but we can add a word to make it a little more precise. For example, let's take after.
Then after next, we are going to talk about sometimes.
You just want to say things happen sometimes. And I want to teach you 3 phrases that you can use, and you can use them interchangeably, and they just mean the same thing. So the first one is from time to time. From time to time, I like to eat pizza, which is true. From time to time, I like to eat pizza. Another great way of saying this is to use the word occasionally. Occasionally, I like to go for walks outside. Yeah, it's something I like to do, relaxes me, I enjoy it. I like to do that occasionally. We can also use the phrase every now and then. Same meaning, sometimes. Every now and then, I what? Every now and then, I make eggs for breakfast.
Okay, so in this case, students, we're talking about sometimes, like something that happens not very often, that is sometimes, not very common, sometimes. Sometimes I eat breakfast, I eat eggs for breakfast. Every now and then I go to walk. Sometimes I drink coffee in the afternoon. That means that it's not always, that it's sometimes, that it's very little times, very occasionally, very sporadic, very like something that is not happening very usually. Okay, that's the word for sometimes.
Also a true story. I don't always do it. I just do it every now and then. Occasionally, I'll also have cereal, and from time to time, I'll eat oatmeal. All right, so those are some great examples, and now you know what I like to eat for breakfast. And finally, we come to last. When you want to say what's happening at the very end, you want to say what happens last. I already used one of the words that I wanted to tell you, and that is finally. So a good way when you start to end a presentation or you end a story, you can use either one of those, last or finally. Another way of saying that is just, at last. At last, something happens. And when you hear that phrase, at last, then again, that tells you, okay, we're at the end. Personally, I notice that I like to use finally. When I'm going to wrap something up and bring it to an end, I just say finally.
Okay, so last, it's the word that refers to at the very end, at last, at finally, the last part, the ending, the closing, how you finish something. So last is how you finish. So you have the other word says before, that is before something happens. First, when something happens. Then we have like when something happens after something, it's like the continuation. Sometimes that happens usually or so sometimes. And finally or last. Those are the 5 more common time order words, okay? So I'm going to stop sharing here the video. You already know the basics. You should already know the most important words, students. Those are the basic words, okay? So now I'm going to go back to the activity of the word. Let me go here. Here it is, time order words. Remember, as we were saying, organization patterns are the most common words are for you to organize a pattern, okay? So when you finish writing this here on the bottom, before we write the examples, I want for you to put this. 5 main time order words, okay? So that's what you're going to put. And we're going to put the words that we learned before, then first, then we're going to put after first, it goes next. After next, we're going to put sometimes and last. That's what we're going to put there. That's also important to write, okay? And then you're going to put example. We're going to start with the examples, okay? I'm going to call some people to help me read. Okay, just let me separate the sentences. Okay, I'm just separating the sentences. Okay, very good. So it says, I'm going to put them here next to here. So you can also put them, their examples also. I'm going to erase this also. Okay, so those are the examples. I want for you to copy them in your notebook because they're the ones that are going to give you like an idea of what to do, of what are the time order words, okay? Copy first the examples. Leave one space between each word, between each sentence, and copy them, please. Yes, Alondra, what's the question?
Teacher, when we finish that, can we go out or no?
Right now when we finish.
Okay.
Okay, I need for you to copy this, and then I'm going to explain it, and then you can go out, okay? Let's see. So finish copying it, please. Finish copying here. You should have copied this, and then the examples, okay? It's example number 1. Example number 2. Example number 3. And example number 4. Those are the 4 examples that we're going to be using right now. So what I want for you to know first, okay, I'm going to call one of you. Before we do that, I want for you to put in the chat on number 1 if you finish copying. Everybody put in the chat on number 1 if you finish copying. Put in number 1 if you finish copying. Bruno, Marco, who else? Jimena, Paulette, Bruno, Marco, Julie. Very good. Very good. Maria Angel, Lyra. Okay. Good. Very good. Okay, students. So now let's continue on this. I'm going to call you for you to read. Raise your hand if you want to read the first example, or if you want to participate, raise your hand. I'm just only going to call 4 persons. Julie, it's the first person. I need other 3. Raise your hand if you want to participate. Number 2, number 3, and number 4. Amsi, it's the other one. Who else? If not, I'm going to call Bruno. And I'm going to call the last one. No, Luis Pablo, you already participate. I'm going to call, let me see, one that has not participated. I'm going to call Mr. Marco. Marco, you're going to participate in number 4, okay, Marco? I'm going to call Julie, Amsi, Bruno, and Marco. Okay, Julie. Read number 1, Julie.
First, we go to Santiago. Next, we go to Punta Arenas.
Okay, Julie. Which are the time order words? Where do you identify time order words?
First and next.
Okay, very good. First and next. Okay. Remember that first, Remember that first is taking that something is starting first. Something it's going to be done first. And next is the second continuous part. It's like to move on, okay? Now, very good, Julie. Very good. Now I need Miss Amsi. Tell us which is number 2, Amsi. Read it, please.
Begin to stop camp and meanwhile the ice brown and
begin to crack. Okay, Amsi. Which are the time order words?
began.
Okay, began. There's another one. Which other one?
Stop.
Okay, began, and meanwhile. Those are the words that you have to underline because they're telling us like a part of they're telling us a part of this of the time that something, for example, I began to set up my camp. Okay, you're starting to put your camp. And meanwhile is like to tell us that something is going to happen next. Meanwhile, the eyes around began to crack. So those are the three the time order words, okay? Those could be the three main time order words. Now, Bruno, tell us number 3, Bruno.
After we received my clothing, we board our ship.
Which are the time order words?
After.
After. That's correct. Is there anything else?
No.
Very good, Bruno. Very good. Thank you so much. So that's the part. And Marco, you're going to read number 4, Marco.
First, I explored my tiny cabin. Later, I explored the shipwreck.
Okay. Which are the time order words?
First and later.
First and later. Very good, Marco. Very, very good. Okay, students, just before you go, remember the time order words will always be followed, not always, but most of the times they're followed by a comma, okay? Keep that in mind, keep that in mind. So that's the class for today, students. Remember you have homework, remember you have to do your homework and put it in algebraic so I can check it, okay? That's about it, students. Thank you so much. See you tomorrow. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.